Welcome to Cash Call. Listen live as expert sales trainers give actionable feedback on real calls while you learn coaching tips directly from the professionals. Now, selfishly, one of the reasons I brought you onto the show, Jeremy, is I wanted you to talk about this program that you guys are doing, this service, exclusive agent referrals, everybody. So my wife is signed up for it. Why don't you tell people what exclusive agent referrals is and why I wanted you to come talk about it?
Yeah. So the reason we created exclusive agent referrals is for years, I would agonize over an agent on my team trying to find a referral agent throughout the country. And sure, there's some cities where we know great agents and we'll just go straight to them and send the referral there. But undoubtedly, there's many more times when we don't know an agent. And then we have to do what all the agents are doing, which is going to these networking groups and Facebook groups. And I saw one the other day and somebody said, I'm looking for an agent in Houston, Texas. In 17 minutes, there were 190 comments. Well, my agents don't want to do that. And what they're doing is they're picking the first agent that responds and they're going with them, whether they ever sold a house in their entire life or do any kind of follow-up or have a CRM even. And I think we were losing lots of money on that. So we created exclusive agent referrals. And the way I like to explain it is, if you've ever gone to any of these real estate conferences, like we're with Keller Williams. So Keller Williams Family Reunion, you walk in, there's tens of thousands of agents and there's that one guy dressed up as Superman. Handing his business cards out to as many people as he can.
Yep.
We do that for you in about 10 minutes without you putting a cape on. We connect you and plug you into, it's 3,300 counties in the United States. We find one agent in each county to send referrals to exclusively. And there's some other companies out there that do that, but we don't take any part of the referral fee. We always connect you to an agent that's been in the business at least 2 years, closing 12 to 15 deals a year, works buyers and sellers in any price range, and they're going to take a good care of that referral. And we always promise a signed referral agreement back to you once you send a referral out within an hour. So it's great for sending referrals or receiving referrals. The only cost to an agent is $10 per county per month.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why I wanted you to come on, right? So these days, everybody looking for more business, having a centralized hub that's going to manage that stuff for you and say, we've already vetted these people. All you have to do is ask what county your lead is looking in, or counties, right? And then you can just push them right through that referral service. And like I said, my wife Carmel signed up for it. It's kind of a no-brainer at $10 a month, per county. And especially, we live in a big major metropolitan area. A lot of people move into and out of Philadelphia. And, historically, exactly what you were saying, even when I was selling real estate, and I know my wife too, she doesn't have time to figure out who the hell to send a referral to. If somebody's moving out of town, she's just looking for, if they're not listing a house as they leave, she's just on to the next one and doesn't even pay attention to that. Sure. So having some place that she could quickly go, a service, an organization where she knows she could quickly pick somebody for wherever that person's going and get a paycheck from it is something that she's definitely interested in doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you go to the website, exclusiveagentreferrals.com, there's a big button at the top that says submit a referral. It really takes 1 minute to send a referral out. Within an hour, you've got a signed referral agreement. And that's much, much easier than going to these Facebook groups and agonizing over the hundreds of responses that you'll get.
Yeah,
Isis, I want to talk about those groups here for a second, real quick, and why that's, you were nice. So let's just be honest. But here's the thing: those are popularity contests. Oh. They have nothing to do with skill. And here's the other thing: a lot of people, Dale's talking about Carmel, just going next, and I appreciate that. But sometimes I need to make sure the next deal goes well. Or otherwise I don't get paid. And, or especially if it's like, hey, they're moving from California to Philadelphia. They've got to list their house in California. And I've got a nitwit listing their house in California. And they never get to New Jersey or to Philadelphia or wherever you're at because the other agent didn't know what they're doing. So I love the referral part. But I want you guys to think bigger picture. Working with a professional who will help you close a transaction is so critical.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. One, we have a question about, is this in Canada? And I want to say that, Jeremy, do you say that to your members? Like, hey, whenever you're in a deal where you need another transaction to close elsewhere, like maybe if they're not having a good time or they don't have a good agent on the other side, maybe we connect them with one of our members in that area too, because right now, my wife has a I think a $2.5 million buyer who is waiting on an offer on their home in
Mhm.
Jersey, right? In order to buy here. So I think that one's going well, but there's a lot of times where it's
Yeah,
not
no.
going well on the other end.
It really, agents can make so much more money these days if they treat every single person they talk to as a lead, no matter where in the country they are. And agents don't do that. Even though we've always had the opportunity to make referral fees, they'll take a Zillow lead or a Realtor.com lead that needs to sell in Washington State to move here. And because they know how crazy it is to find an agent in Washington, they just don't do it. They're like, oh, I'm sure he's got somebody up there, I'll leave it alone. But now it says, hey, I've got a great agent in your county. I'm going to have them. Would you be offended if I have them give you a call as soon as we get off the phone? And then you take 1 minute, you submit it into the website, and you're done. You get the signed referral agreement. You get 25% when it closes, and it's an absolute free service if you're sending referrals. If you're receiving referrals, it's $10 per month per county. If we were talking about ROI earlier, if you close one deal, you'll pay for like 20 years being on the network. So it's pretty good deal.
John Bucor wants to know, do you do exclusive agent referral in Canada?
We don't yet. We're working on 3 networks right now: residential network 1 and 2, and then the Spanish network. And some people ask, what's the difference between network 1 and 2? It's simply a different group of agents. So you can't be on both networks. You can be just on one. So this is network 1 is up to 3,300 agents, and network 2 is up to 3,300 agents, completely different subset. So a network 2 referral comes in, it stays in the network. Network 1 referral comes in, it stays in the network.
And when you say the Spanish network, do you mean a Spanish speaking network for the US?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. That's hugely helpful. Because, we have a lot of clients and probably a lot of listeners here who are bilingual and are in markets that are bilingual and in some cases predominantly Spanish.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to put together an Asian network too. Although
Asian network, yeah,
in my experience, they're pretty well locally, they're very well networked for that subset. But that one, there's certain markets where you need people that are service that market and speak the various languages.
Yeah, we've been talking about a commercial network as well. Our goal right now is to fill up the 3 networks that we've got going by the end of June. Right now, we're in about 21 states, I believe, and have hundreds of counties covered. And what happens is if somebody sends a referral in today to a county that we don't have covered, our team is on the phones within minutes, and we're going to find an agent. We're going to interview that agent over Zoom or over the phone. We're going to find you that agent within an hour and get them to take your referral. So
that's great.
Some people worry, like, do you have an agent there yet? Don't worry. If we don't, we'll have one within an hour. We've got a whole team ready to do that.
And listen, I know that Jeremy said he's with KW, but we have listeners from all over the place. So Jeremy's not saying you have to be with KW.
No.
I assume that if you're going to reach out into an area where you don't have somebody, you'd probably just start with KW because that's the easiest thing to do, unless you know somebody.
No, I don't really. We have about 12 different places that if we don't have an agent in that county and we get a referral for it, we need somebody right away. We've got about 12 different places we go to blast it out. And then the calls come in and we interview them and see who's the best fit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, reach out to Jeremy. Jeremy, how can they you obviously can go to the website. We dropped the link in there, exclusiveagentreferrals.com. Jeremy, thanks for being here. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, the website is probably the easiest. And then my email address is either jeremy@exclusiveagentreferrals.com or jeremy@chucktownhomes.com. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me.
Excellent.